Hello, my friends. Brian King here. I did what I typically do in the morning each day. I kind of run through in my head what my plans are, look at my calendar, see if anything's been added. I look at my Facebook news feed, see what everybody's up to, what people's concerns are. And between what I was seeing outside and what I was looking at within myself, there was the same theme. This theme that, oh my goodness, this is wrong. What if this happens? Why aren't things working? Hey there, Annie. Things are out of control. People thinking that there's this huge thing that must be fixed. And if it doesn't be fixed, the world's coming to an end. Holy crap. An asteroid's going to hit whatever. And it got me, looking inside myself and my own narrative about this, thinking, am I feeling out of control? Am I feeling the need to just grasp and say, this has to work, this needs to be fixed, this person needs to be doing something different, this should be working better? And what I realized is, something I've been really cultivating in myself for about 25 years now, is this non-reactive capacity, this seeming inability to freak out. Not that it doesn't happen, because it does. And when it does, it sucks, okay? When your chest feels all tightened and you're grinding your teeth and you're fretting and you're worried about everything and you can't get your mind on anything else. I've had those moments. I think I had one about a week ago. But for the most part, I just kind of look at everything. It's almost like I'm a mountain and there's this wind rushing past me and snow is blowing everywhere. But I'm just like, okay, I'm here. The wind isn't moving me. Yeah, the snow is blowing around, but it's not about me. I'm just here. I'm just this mountain. And whatever passes by me, whatever. And that's kind of how I am today. Now, don't get me wrong. Things aren't peachy keen. We've been having some financial difficulties. I've been having some increased health problems. And there are some implications depending on how either of these go. But my desire to control them and fret about that lack of control. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. How can this be? What am I going to do about it? Blah, blah, blah. How is the freak out in any way a source for generating meaningful solutions? When you freak out, all you do is think about the problem, how you wish it didn't exist, how it sucks, how many problems it's causing. Oh my God, nothing gets solved. Except maybe the problem of, how do I make my blood pressure spike? That problem is solved by the freak out. But if you're the mountain, you realize, I'm here at this moment. There's a roof over my head. I hear this gentle rain outside in November in Illinois, no less. It's so warm that I can open the window a crack and smell some wonderful air coming in. I can look at that and also acknowledge that, yeah, there are some genuine concerns here, for kind of the way things are right now. But when I think about it and I ask myself the question, what's this about? How did we get here? What's causing these things to not work as well as they could? What actions do I need to take to improve it? So that not so much that I regain control, control is one of those bullshit paradigms where we think that we're actually in charge of things. Seriously? When was that ever true? But things being out of control isn't the end of the world, because the reality is, even though we've been lying to ourselves all these years thinking that we really matter in terms of how the universe unfolds, things tend to just work. Somehow they work themselves out. Most of it. There is some stuff we need to pay attention to. What we think and what we do, what we contribute to this world. That we have control over and that we have a responsibility for. But when there's so many big things that seem to be shifting all the time, the belief that if we don't change one person's mind on Facebook through our constant bombarding them of one perspective, that the world's going to implode, we don't have that much power, nor does the mindset of one person, unless maybe they're a Supreme Court justice or something. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about that need to believe that every aspect of your life has to unfold according to your will in order for you to be happy, in order for you to feel okay. And I have to keep reminding myself that that's just not true. The world does not have to unfold according to my design for me to feel good about life. Now, it's not to say I don't have anxiety about things, that I'm not worried, but I don't become so consumed by those things that it squeezes the capacity for happiness out of me. And again, I've had those moments, but that's not my primary way of being. Yeah, I could freak out about things. I could focus on the fact that, certain bills might not get paid in a certain month because, the income what it wasn't that month. But I find it's more useful to sit back and say, there's a certain lacking of financial resources this month. What do I do to change that? And, that's been kind of a focus for me. What steps can I take? What actions can I take? What abilities of mine can I leverage to increase that financial input? Yeah, Annie, I felt it was very liberating when I discovered that mindset you're describing. Hallelujah. Yeah. There are certain times in life where you can sit there and declare, this sucks. All right. With that said, what action am I going to take to reduce the degree of sucking that is currently being experienced in my life? And that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. I want to decrease the sucking. One of the things that I hope is going to make a difference in that is I'm going to be voting next Tuesday. Not telling you for who. I encourage you to vote as well. Vote your conscience, vote your heart, vote your party, whatever. Just vote. And in terms of reversing certain financial fortunes, fortunately, I'm an entrepreneur. I decide what I'm going to do with my own time. I'm continually revamping and re-exploring, reconfiguring different things that I can do to take care of myself and serve the people that want to work with me. And some things work, some things don't. But the things that don't work doesn't mean that, screw it, I've tried everything. Who cares? Why bother? There are no solutions in those statements. The solutions are, what else can I consider? Who else can I talk to? Who can I learn from? Because I'll be damned if I am beaten when I have the possibility of growing, of expanding, of serving on a greater level. So this whole control thing, how do I feel so out of control? How do I gain more control? That is a non-starter. That is not even a worthwhile conversation because it's not control that you want. You want security. You want safety. You want predictability. Well, guess what the ultimate predictability is? Your own capacity to make decisions and take action. You can predict that. You can count on that. When you decide that you will not be beaten, you will not stay down. You will keep working for what it is you want until you either die or you achieve it. That's my mindset. People ask me all the time, well, how do you know when to quit? When you've gotten what you want. But sometimes it's so hard. Okay, guess what? Then become so damn good at it that it becomes easy. Then it's not hard anymore. We call that mastery. When it is so easy for you, people say, well, how do you do that? How are you so good at that? Because I bust my butt to master it, that's why. I don't sit there, read a book and say, how cool would it be if, and then wait for it to show up. I bust my ass. Every single day. That's how I become so good at it. Unfortunately, that's not enough to sway people's opinions from working with the professionals they've been working with for 5 years and barely made any progress, but they're going to stick with what they got. That's been a tough nut to crack, but I'm working on it. But don't go looking for control. Look for ways to maximize and increase your own capacity for resilience. For perseverance. The action word that I gave today was for patience. And people will say, easier said than done. Oh, that's hard for me to do. Great. Talk your way out of it. Keep giving yourself excuses not to increase your character or your internal capacity. But patience, as I've learned it, is preparation to receive. You want something, you're working for something, but are you ready for it? Are you ready to handle the responsibility of it? Okay? So while you're waiting for it, prepare. Keep working on yourself. Become the person that is ready to receive it. Because whatever you believe about law of attraction, sometimes I'm kind of on the fence about it, but sometimes it seems to make perfect sense, where you want something really, really bad, but there's a part of you that doesn't feel worthy of it, so you subconsciously continue to sabotage yourself and it never shows up. Then you have this entire story around why, it's life's not fair and God hates you and all that. No. Part of this is you're doing. Part of this is you stomping on your own foot so you can't move forward. But if you truly want something, you need to ask yourself, who must I become to feel worthy of this and to be able to manage this responsibility or this gift that I'm looking to receive? So there's a lot of things I want in my life, and I know damn well that there's still some stuff in my head that is stomping on my own foot. And I've got to work on that. That's where I'm at. I'm not where I was. I'm a hell of a lot further than I thought I would be at this point, especially in my own personal development, but I've got a ways to go. And none of that's going to be accomplished by looking to control things. It's going to be because I sat down and asked myself, what else could I be doing? What have I missed? What can I learn more of? What can I decide to no longer be afraid of? Because the fear keeps you stuck. Fear is what wants you to be in control. But curiosity, wonder, courage, longing for growth, for discovery, that's the stuff that gives the big old middle finger to fear and says, fine, you stay back here at the camp. I'm going to go out there and see what the world has to offer. Fear is probably the most constricting, limiting force in the universe. But that love of wonder, that love of discovery, makes you want to reach out and realize that the world is there to take care of you, to teach you, to help you grow. It's not there to screw you over. That's what fear does. Fear causes you to screw each other over. We see that quite a bit these days, don't we? That's why, as much as possible, I refuse to work from fear. I want to keep fear in check. I acknowledge it when it shows up, and I say, pardon my French, fuck you, fear, I'm going this way. Period. Somebody scolded me on my email newsletter the other day because I said bullshit. Okay. I can edit myself or I can be authentic. I don't cuss like a sailor. But there are some times when those are the only words that feel like they fit, best describe what I'm feeling. So I'll pepper them out there occasionally. If it's not a good fit for you, somebody will take your place. That's all I can say. I love you just the same. So don't look for control. Look for discovery. Look for opportunities to love yourself enough to reach out and give yourself the chance to grow, to learn new knowledge and learn new skills that can make your life more of what you want it to be. I have some of that knowledge and skills. Do I know everything? No. I'm fortunate that I'm surrounded with a lot of people that do know stuff, a lot more than I do, and I learn from them every day. But if what you're driven by a lot is fear, it's no wonder we haven't connected. We're not working from the same energy. You'd rather play it safe, do what fear tells you, stay stuck, suffer for the next 20 years when you don't have to. Sounds simple, difficult to make the shift, but it begins with that decision that fear is no longer going to be a catalyst in your life, that you are going to work more from love than fear. If you can make that essential decision, I can teach you some stuff that can really kick ass in terms of the direction of your life and the results you see. But you got to make that decision. I can't make it for you. So this has been my 2 cents. Hopefully it's been helpful to you. Thank you so much for all of you that showed up today. Annie, Roseanne, I know some other folks, Shirley and Lucy and Debbie and you, Alyssa, you awesome, awesome people. And Annie, my sweetie out there in the Netherlands, love you to pieces. I hope this has been helpful. You know, give me some comments. Tell me what it is you think. PM me if you want to discuss any of the things that I've brought up today. And by all means, if there is anybody you think can benefit from this message, who are they? How can you share it with them? How soon are you going to share it with them? And make sure they see it. Thanks again for stopping by. I love you dearly. I appreciate your time and attention. This is Brian, and we'll talk again soon.